All right, Drake Riggs here with RT Sport, standing with Corey Anderson, light heavyweight, competes at UFC 244, obviously, against Johnny Walker. Corey, is it fair to say, I feel like you kind of have a chip on your shoulder, despite, solidly being placed in the rankings in the top 10, this great winning streak, but still not quite getting the respect that you deserve. Do you have a chip on your shoulder, would you say?
Yeah, in a way I do. I mean, you say solidly placed in the top 10 rankings, but you tell me somebody else that beat the number 3 or number 4 guy and still haven't cracked the top 5. That wasn't like it was in the past. That was my last 2 back-to-back fights. And then before that, I beat the number 9 and number 10 and Pat Cummins. And then I beat Jan Blachowicz, who's ranked 3rd. Now it's like I beat everybody that's ranked high. It's like, why don't I get it? But instead, they just drop those guys out of the rankings and leave me where I'm at.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But we're here. MSG is where the fights are going to be taking place. Big card. Do you feel more motivated when you get to fight on big cards like this, or is it just, business as usual?
It's just business. I tell everybody it could be a small arena, it could be a big arena, it could be out of space, it could be in the alley. I signed a contract to fight a person for the same money no matter what it is, where it's at. I'm going to go out there and do a job. I'm self-motivated just to go out there and dominate another man, and that's just all that motivation I need.
Of course. Facing Johnny Walker, a lot of hype around him. People seem to be talking about him for a title shot potentially more than you, which that is what it is again. But is the plan for this fight, kind of make it ugly? He's obviously the flashy kind of striker from what we've seen, and you usually grind people out and just dominate with your wrestling and whatnot. So plan to maybe keep it uglier?
The plan is to make it ugly and just make him look not so exciting. I want it to be done. When the fight is over, they're like, wow. There's people like, oh, remember that Johnny Walker? They're like, Johnny who? Like, oh, that kid that used to hurt himself when he fell. But, oh, yeah, that guy. Because, that's my style. You're known for one thing, but I'm known to annul whatever it is that you bring and just stop it and get the victory.
Exactly. And, talked a little bit there, touched on him being talked about for title shots already if he gets the win here. Do you think, though, that if you get a win, it's between you and Dominic Reyes, obviously, I think that's also fair to say. Do you think, though, the win could get you the title shot? Does it depend on how you win? Just what do you think will come after this, with the win?
It depends on how I win. You touch base on that just there. If I just go out there and win 3 rounds and just point them out, whatever, and they're going with Dominic Reyes, or they might make Dominic fight somebody else, Jan or whoever else. But if I go out there and dominate in fashion, everybody's like, wow. And for 2 weeks, there's clips playing and highlights playing of my fight dominating Johnny Walker. And it's kind of like, all right, they're going to strike while the iron's hot. That's what they do. It's whoever is in the media, whoever people is saying the most, that's on the tip of everybody's tongue, that's what's going to get the go.
Yeah, for sure. And, speaking of Reyes, Jon Jones made some comments after Reyes' win where he doesn't sound too interested in, fighting somebody like Reyes, or even yourself, just doesn't seem interested with the current lineup of light heavyweights, what are your thoughts on those comments from the champion of your division?
I mean, I've heard about the comments being made, but I haven't heard them, read them myself. But I don't know. I've had an interaction with John when he came to my hometown, or I trained and did a meet and greet, and I approached him there, and he even said you want to fight me? We're going to fight, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if he's looking for somebody exciting or he just don't want to fight and he's just using it. But as of right now, in the run-ins, Dominic Reyes, yes, you got to say he's earned it. Yeah, he's had the 5 fights, and he's the only one that's available right now for the fight. But maybe John and the UFC alone is waiting to see. We got a lot of big fights lined up. We got Jan versus Jacare, me versus Johnny Walker. Anthony Smith's still out. So maybe they're waiting to see between us 3 who has the best performance, and then 2 of us will fight each other and the other go fight John.
Potentially, I guess we'll see how it all shakes out. And, the big story here for UFC 244, though, obviously the main event, Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, the BMF title. An interesting concept, that belt. I'm just curious, what you think about that, because obviously maybe a one-off, not the undisputed title. Just what are your thoughts on that whole idea, the BMF title?
I mean, the BMF title, me and Rumble, I talked to Anthony Rumble a couple weeks ago and was talking about it. It's kind of nonsense. The BMF is the champ of the weight class. So right now the BMF is Kamaru Usman. You know what I mean? If anything, he should be fighting next time he fight Kobe. That should be for the belt and the BMF. You know, that's the BMF. But, you know, it's cool. It brings attention to it. You know, it brings more people to watch the fight. It's a big fight. It's a big card. And those two are bangers, you know, and it's good. People want to see that. So it's cool to put a little hype behind it, but it's kind of nonsense. Like, what are you going to do when you retire? You're going to tell your kids, oh, Dad, were you the world champ? Like, no, I never won a champ, but I was the BMF champ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, Corey, that's all I got for you, man. Thanks so much. Best of luck.